Oh, not yet. Hello, hello. This is Kimmi with Notary Life with Kimmi, and I am here with Alexis from Mobile Notary Services by Alexis. And Angela is going to hop on shortly and join us, guys. But we just hopped on Friday night just to share what happened with our day a little bit, see what happened with your day. You want to tell the people hi, Alexis?
Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Hope you all had a good week and upcoming great weekend.
Yes, yes. Well, happy Friday. Happy Friday. So, we're just gonna tell y'all a little bit what's going on with us and what happened today and yesterday. We'll let a few more people get on. Oh, let me see. Can I see the comments? Oh, hello. Hey, Juju, how's it
Hello.
going? Hey, Facebook. Let me go over to Facebook so we can put a name to the face right quick. Welcome, Facebook, though. Let's see.
Hello from Columbus, Georgia.
Hey, Columbus in the house. Let's see. Oh, Angela. Hey, Angela. Hey, Tracy and Juju. All over on Facebook. Okay, very
Hello.
good. Very good. Yeah, Columbus. Have I been to I have been to Columbus. I went to Columbus to a the little science thing you have there a few years ago. It's been maybe 5 or 6 years ago.
Mm,
Yeah. Hey, Elizabeth, how
I've
are you?
driven through
Welcome to
there.
Jersey.
I said I've driven through Columbus.
Right. Yeah, we've had to pass through there.
Yeah.
Hey, good evening. Who is that? Let's see. We got Elizabeth, Juju, Angela, Tracy, Teresa. Hey, Teresa. How's
Hello.
it going? How's it going? So we decided to hop on, guys, just to see how your Friday was going. How did your week go? What did you personally do to grow your business this week? Drop in the comments. If you want to come on, you can for a minute. Let us know if you want to share something. Got a
Yeah.
question you want to ask live. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Hold on. And then yeah, what did you do to grow your business this week? And for myself, I guess I'll start with what I did to grow my business. How about that? Hey, Facebook, Browserton in the house. Let's see who else. Hey, Miss Audrey, how are you? Welcome, everybody. Facebook. Hey, Terry. Welcome, welcome. That's right. I think they got to give us, we need to give you guys a few minutes to get notified on Facebook too in the
Yeah.
future. Yeah, well, welcome everyone. So we just decided to hop on a little bit tonight, find out how your week went. What have you done to grow your business? What I did for my business this week, I'll tell you, is more social media. I have been blowing up some Instagram and Facebook also. Even if it's just a quote. I don't know if any of you saw we had Sierra on as our special guest this past Monday, and she was saying it could be a post, and I've always said that too. It might be something like Happy Monday or Happy Friday. Enjoy your weekend from None Better Mobile Notary. Smiley face, just something so you can make the algorithm jump and move, and then let the people know that you are interested in their business. Can you think of anything you did for your business, Alexis?
Yeah. Me personally, I was on TikTok, um, posting some stuff, and then two, I'm trying to figure out how to actually make TikTok videos the way the TikTok people do it, kind of fancy like,
Mm-hmm.
with like different transitions and I forgot what else they call it, but different ways you can make a TikTok video look kind of. I don't know if you ever seen them. They kind of look real professional and kind of
Oh,
different.
some of them look like a movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say like a movie almost with transitions and this and that. So I was studying that aspect because I really want to learn that. Because TikTok is you get a lot of views quickly on TikTok.
Okay, okay. And some people say they started working on their Square appointments. They started working on their Google My Business. Tracy said she started reading my book. Yes, that's an
Okay.
excellent place to start. If you're in Georgia, get the book for Georgia. If you're in any other state, you want to get the white book because the orange book is specifically for Georgia. Yep. But they both are very, very contain a lot of information to start your business, to be successful at it, and I'm so proud of them. I really am because I tell you everything. I've read things before or hear things, and it's like I still walk away wondering what do they mean by I'm not quite sure about. So I try to always explain everything so it can be crystal clear. You still may have a few questions, but we do our best to try to tell you. Hey,
Yep.
Notary Amber. Hey, Sharon. Welcome, 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 everyone. So I'm gonna tell y'all a couple stories right quick. I was waiting on Angela to be here so we can show out together, but I don't know where Angela is, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. But yesterday, you guys, I took a call. It was around 4:30ish, and they needed a notary after 5, which is when I close typically. But I always take people after hours, so it's nothing for me to say come on at 7, come on at 8. And even last night was 9:30. So I didn't even charge the full price that I should have charged, right? Going to someone at 9:30. So I get there, and the main reason I took the call because when I was talking to the person, I could tell that they had a situation, and my heart started feeling for them. They had to pick up their child, and I kind of felt like it's not just I got to get my kid from school; it's like a situation. So I get there. Hey, Miss Cheryl, excuse me, guys. I get there, and it actually was a situation. So I'm talking to the man, and he's a single parent or whatever, and a 9-year-old daughter, and he's like, single men cannot get any help. Women get all the help or whatever. And I went ahead and did it for free. So not only did I do it at 9:30 at night last night, but I also did the notarization for free. So whenever you break your routine, something goes wrong. So my routine was broken because when I got there, my heart was tugging at his story, right? So I didn't do my routine. So I actually made a mistake, not above it. So that's why I'm sharing it with you today. So he calls me around, I don't know, I think it was around 1 o'clock. He was like, "Hey, I'm here at State Farm, and the lady's telling me that the document is missing information." I was like, "Well, what could it be missing?" Because I looked at the stickies they had on there, and they had over stickied it too. So honestly, I'm not going to blame them. I'm going to take full responsibility. I did not do what I was supposed to do. But they had put stickies over everything, and it was dark. I'm working with a flashlight basically, and it just was not the ideal situation. So I missed what I was supposed to do. The part that I missed was I was supposed to print my name and print my address. So I did sign it, I did stamp it, but there was another section to the right that I was supposed to actually print and print my name and it put my physical address, not a business address wherever I personally live. They wanted that. Fine, no problem. So I asked the lady, I said, "Well, can you just write it in there?" Because it wasn't like she was signing my name, right? And of course, she didn't want to accept liability for that. So she said, "No, I cannot." So I sent the information to the signer and he wrote it in there. So, because I was like, I'm not going to the middle of Atlanta at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. He was going to have to bring that paper back. Plus, I already did it for free now. I'm already in the hole, right? So, my point of this story is one, we talk about money a lot. If you can help somebody out, help them out. You never know. You could tell in the voice if they got a situation like he did, right? Single parent, trying to make things happen. And again, because of that, I did not follow my normal processes because I got to him and we started talking about his situation. So be careful with that because remember a couple weeks we talked about how fraud could easily happen like that too. Remember, somebody throw you off your normal routine and they're trying to, you know, um defraud somebody. So you got to be careful. So he wasn't trying to do that, but it was just my error, like I said. So he wrote my name, he wrote my address. Now somebody else might not have felt comfortable with him doing any of that on the document because he actually said it himself. He said, "Well, that void out the document." I was like, "I don't think so because I did the most important thing." Oh, also, she gave me pushback because I did not emboss that document. Now, that particular document did not even need to be embossed. I normally tell you guys I do the embosser on, I use it on wills, power of attorney, stuff like that to make it look pretty. She was like, "This is not sufficient." I said, "It's my stamp, ma'am." Because he actually put her on the phone and I talked to her. So all things being said and done, we got it completed. And just be cautious whenever you break your routine. Like I said, it was at night. Couldn't have C. It was in an area where they have a lot of mosquitoes. I was worried about getting bit. I had worried about a dog running out on me. So I had all these extra anxieties that I actually put upon myself because my normal cutoff time is around 5 or 6. So I kind of added more. And then again, I ain't make no money. So I was kind of upset about it. But then, like I said, my heart was pulling. So anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. So what's up with you, Alexis? Anything you want to share?
What happened this week? Mm, yeah, I do have something to share. I had a person call me, and it was a nice guy. You could tell you could tell he was from like the Middle East somewhere with his accent. Real nice guy, but he needed something done for his sister. And let me tell y'all, I don't know how to say this. I'm gonna say it in the nicest way possible. That man called me maybe, and I'm not exaggerating, he called me maybe 10 times about a document. And it was to the point where I kind of wanted to, at the end, in the nicest way possible I could, I had to tell him, like, sir, get these things together, then call me back. So, long story short, remember, we cannot give any type of legal advice. He just was asking like a bunch of questions about the document he needed done and who was supposed to do this and that and that. And I told him in the nicest way possible, because like I said, this was like a 10th phone call. I'm like, look, I can't give you any advice. But I was trying to direct him in the right direction, you know what I mean? As far as like, you need to call this person, you need to do this, do that. But when it gets into the real deal of the documents and all of that, I can't help you. And the only reason why I could help him was because I've been through situations with medical stuff. So I kind of know, who to go to a little bit when you're dealing with medical stuff and sick people and stuff like that. But yeah, just remember, give advice very sparingly, very sparingly. I mean, just to save yourself some trouble. But you still want to help people, of course. But try to stay away from the more detailed stuff, I would say. Because I really could have got detailed with him. Like I said, I have been through stuff where I kind of know what he needed to get done and what things needed to say wording wise. But that's not my place, So, we want to be nice, and just like you said, somebody tugging on your heartstrings. He had a whole story to tell me. Every time he called, it was another piece to the story. So by the time the 10th phone call, I had the whole story, and it was just sad, So yeah, I love our client. I love clients in general. I love people, but yeah, I'm not a lawyer.
You do not want them saying, Alexis told me that I should do ABC.
Yes, but like I said, I be wanting to help, and I try. Like I said, I point people in the right direction. Like, call this person, do this, do that. These are the contacts maybe at the hospital you might need. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Just as a person.
Yeah, and that is called the unauthorized practice of law.
Exactly.
Just so you can know the legal term in notary world, unauthorized practice of law. So we are not lawyers. We do not advise.
No.
Yep. So be cautious of that.
Yeah, be very cautious. Be cautious.
Yeah. Let me go back to the chat right quick. So Miss Juju was mentioning how she works on her Square appointment booking. Juju, just a word of caution, because I used to use that too, and I actually love it. But let me tell you why I stopped using it. I stopped using it because I would get appointment notifications. You got an appointment tomorrow at 4. And I was like, I knew when I set it up that was going to happen, right? But eventually I got to the point where I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. Don't get on my calendar without me making the appointment. And then I found I had to end up calling them anyway because I'm very thorough. Try to be with screening questions, how many documents, where do I have to go, da-da-da. So that's just a word of advice with the Square appointment. If you're really that open with your bookings, then fine. You're going to love it. But just be aware that sometimes with Square booking, again, I didn't like it because I don't like somebody telling me I got to be somewhere at 1 o'clock. I might not want to be there at 1. I might need to be there at 2.
Right.
Do you use it, Alexis?
So I still use Square appointments, but I don't use it where people can put themselves on my calendar.
Okay, so what does that look like, Square appointments then? Because I'm only used to using it where you can get on my calendar. How do you use it?
So the app is like that little green app that says appointments. So I use it for checking out people with Square. And I can send invoices. Now, I don't know if the other Square app can do all of this. I never played around with that. It's the only one I've ever used. But yeah, I can set it up to where I can.
And you said your app is green?
Yeah, it's called Square Appointments, I'm assuming.
Oh, no, my Square is white, so I have the one with the payments. So that one I can send invoices too. But so you have a green one, Square Appointments. That's different.
So this one can do. I'm assuming this one to me. What it sounds like can do everything Square does plus the calendar.
Okay.
Yeah. Because this is how I've always checked out people with their credit cards and stuff and everything. I always use the Square appointments. And then I do, in the beginning, I will say, not now, but in the beginning, I did use the calendar feature just for my personal, though. So it would be more so I'm scheduling people, on my calendar. It was like, instead of using my phone calendar, I would use this calendar.
Okay, so Judy was like, she does use the Square invoices also. And I don't know. I don't allow them to book it. They can book it after they call. Okay, good.
Right. That's
Very
how we
good.
was here.
And then Angela was dropping some gems in here about administration process is to never give legal advice. Yeah, it's a fine line. That's
Yep.
true. A very fine line. And it's someone else on Facebook. I was trying to find the name. So they got their business cards. Let me see who that was if I can tell really quick. Hold on one second. Which I don't see it, but they got their business cards and Google phone number. Very good. We were talking about what progress have you made in your business this week. Very good. Yeah, your business cards, I order those now by like the 1500s at a time. And I pass them out everywhere. This lady said, "Can I get one of your cards?" I was like, "Sure." I gave her 3. I give everybody about 2 or 3. And sometimes people will take a picture of them. You know, they got this new Popple thing. You can just digitally send your information. But a lot of times people still want an old-fashioned business card. So I won't say I'm never going to talk against that because things could change. You know, 5 years from now, they really are obsolete. But certain things like that, I don't think I'll ever go out of style because it just makes you look professional.
Really.
I do have a video about business cards if you need to check it out too. What you should put on there: list your services, have a picture with a smile, and also they said they were reading about different IDs you can take. Yeah, very good, very good. And let's see what else we have. How to get the Square app? So you can go right to square.com, squareup.com, and you can get the kind we talk about it all the time where you can stick it in your phone to collect payments. You can do it on the phone electronically. And what's the third way? Oh, contactless. They have a
Oh, yeah.
Square unit and you can tap it or either stick the card in there. Yep. Oh, Audrey. Hey, Audrey. Yeah, I was looking for your name. It went away. I thought that was you. Thank you, Audrey, for sharing too. So yes, Juju said she working on her business digital card. So
Okay.
yeah, I don't have a digital business card. I don't. I probably should get one. I actually had a client, guys, that made me learn how to use the Square. So like you show my code, not Square, Cash App. So when you're doing Cash App, everybody have their own code. So they wanted me to learn how to show them my code so they can put their phone up to my
Yep.
phone. And I was like, "Oh, I've never done that before." "Oh, you're gonna learn tonight." So he
Ah.
insisted. I'm glad he did because I've had other people ask me that. So it's always good to stay on top of technology. Always good. Notary Amber says, "I didn't know that online notary platforms gave you the price they'll pay you. I thought that I would tell them what I charge. I had a notary request 45 minutes away for $30. Yeah, you can put in what you would like to be paid, but they're going to tell you what they're going to pay you. And then you have to do what's called countering, Amber. So that means like if they tell you $30, you say, "Well, I don't mind going 45 minutes away, but you need to pay me 50." So you have to counter back at them because they're going to always try to pay you the least amount, right? Because it's a business. Everybody's trying to make money. So everybody's trying to make money. So you make sure that, you counter. And I always say, don't counter on every single request.
Yeah.
If you're just getting started, you don't want to counter, right? But if you've been in the business for a minute, true story. Angela, myself, and my husband all work for one. I think Alexis, you work for Service Link too, right?
Mm-hmm.
She works for Service Link also. And we sometimes if they have you go too far, you can say, "Hey, is it possible that I can get a little bit more money because I'm driving further?" And they'll usually say yes because they can't find anyone. So I don't do it all the time. Most of the time I have a set amount with them and I'm very comfortable with that. But if they want me to drive further, like today, Jeffrey had a job that was in Tucker, Georgia, which is about 45 minutes from me. And he took it for one amount. I was like, "You going to Tucker?" And he did it for his regular amount. But it's okay because, like I said, we get regular business from them. So, you know, so you do want to counter back sometimes, not every time. No, you want to build a relationship. Yeah, the QR code. Yes, thank you, Juju. The QR code. Yes. And then Facebook, one of us can refer you to Square. Oh, so I don't have a link to refer somebody, but if you have one, can you drop it in the chat for our person that's looking for Square? And then they could use your let me refresh my screen on Facebook too. That is I might need to do that. Hold on. Yeah, they could use your link. Did you want to share anything else? Oh, here it is, guys. I got you back. I had to refresh. So Angela says, do you go into jails and what forms do inmates? Oh, so Angela, I had a request to go to a jail, but it didn't work out. So the person did not get released. So I actually drove all the way out there. So after that incident, I normally don't collect payment up front. But after that little incident happened, I said in the future when I go to a jail signing or anything just super far from my home, I'm going to request half the payment up front.
Yeah.
Just to cover the cost of, excuse me, just to cover my gas. I should have brought some water out here with me. But yeah, so I have not done a jail signing, but some common documents you will find in jail is normally the most requested is like power of attorney. Because the person, won't be able to effectively do their business. So they might have their mother, girlfriend, or somebody need power of attorney to handle their business while they're on the inside. Or another one is a car has been impounded and they need to get the car out of impound. So they need a release form for that. So that's something else that you'll find with the jail signings. And you can just, if you're interested in doing those, hey Frank, welcome, welcome. If you're interested in doing jail signings, just put that on your Google page. Yes, Angela put the link in there. Cool. So if you guys are looking for the square, Angela put her link in there. So just do it. Copy her link and then she'll whatever, okay? Let's see. Keisha says, how do you go about getting recommendations on building relationships to do the jail work? So with jail work, once you get in there one good time, you just leave cards like you do everywhere else. Just leave cards and then they'll call you. And then another thing with the jail signings, again, I would put a picture of that on my Google page of like jail, like a bar sale, and underneath it, willing to travel to jails or complete jail signing, something to that effect. Because when people can get a visual, they like, oh, okay, she know how to go to the jails. Even if you don't know how, they'll walk you through the process. When you do a jail signing, also, they normally don't allow you to bring your whole bag in. You might only be able to bring a clipboard, maybe an ink pen, your ID. Sometimes I know they're going to be checking you, make sure you don't have anything on you from the outside. So it's a process. So I would definitely charge more money if I'm going to a jail. Definitely. Not to mention when you get there, you got to wait for them to go and get the inmate. You don't know where you might have to go. So it's a huge undertaking going to a jail. Now, would I go? I sure would, but that price is gonna be up there. It's gonna be like 3 digits.
Yeah,
It's
I
gonna be
definitely
like three
said
for
that.
me to go.
Mm-hmm.
Alexis,
No, I just said I definitely said it. It'll
have
be
you
three.
been to a jail yet?
I have, but it wasn't like inside. I dealt with the family outside.
Okay, okay. How did that go? Can you share your experience?
Yeah, it was quick. It was something with dealing with the vehicle. Um, yeah, it was quick.
Okay, okay,
Signed it. We were right in front of the jail, and that was that. I
okay.
don't know how they had everything set up the way they did, but the mom had everything to the T.
Yeah, and that's even better when that can happen when everything is organized. Because if not, jail signings, hospital signings, jail signings, hospital signings, nursing homes, all of that. I just had some cheese, guys, like a what you call it? Dang, I always get on here. I thought I had something. Like a powdered cheese, Parmesan. Sometimes I have a slight dairy allergy too. So, guys, I have so many little issues, but they are not life or death, so I'm good. Okay, don't worry about me. Just a little tickle in my throat. Angela says her dad is a prison chaplain, so I'm interested in that specialty work. Oh, Angela,
Yeah.
and you already got your foot in the door. Yes, if they don't mind your father bringing your cards in there, that's a good little hookup.
Somebody had asked,
Sorry, guys,
how
I'm
do you go
outside.
about building a relationship to do your
Yes,
notary
that
work?
is good. That's a good relationship right there. So I would definitely ask Dad, hey, do you mind taking some of my cards? Make sure he gets permission and everything. You could become the go-to notary for that prison. Keisha said another question. Do you start the meter when you say, hey, I'm Keisha here for DJ LOL once you sit down? So you have to include Keisha whenever I price any job. I'm looking at how long it's going to take me to drive there, how long it's going to take me to come back. So when you're dealing with the prisons, though, and even healthcare, you might have to let them know, hey, I've booked you for 1 hour. This rate is for that. If I find, because even when you go to the hospital, sometimes the patient has to go for rehab, or the doctor may have to come in the room unexpectedly, or the patient may have to have an exam right there at bedside. They do a lot of stuff now right at bedside, exams and stuff, x-rays. So that might sound something like this. Mr. Smith, I have your price today is including 1 hour. If we find that I have to wait anything over that, the next half hour will be this rate. The next half hour will be that rate. And normally I try not to do that. I try to have one set price. But if you find that it's taking too long, go ahead and set the expectation that you're going to be paying more if I have to wait way longer, you know. So the time starts the moment that I accept the assignment, because I've already priced what that time frame looks like, if that makes sense. Okay. I know I have a few various foods. I know I have to be so careful, Terry. I do. I really do. So let's see. Angela said turn tips on 2. Wait a minute. I was trying to. Angela, hold on. I was trying to see what that tip was. Hold on. I had to refresh my screen for Facebook. Angela says turn tips on 2. What was that? Did you see that?
Yeah. So turn tips on 2 for Square. Even if 1 or 2 tips, it covers your Square fees. So yes, 100%. I do agree. Turn that on.
Oh, turn the tip feature on.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, Angela. Yes, that's a good tip. Thank you for sharing that too. You want to talk about that, Alexis?
Yeah. So basically, what I do personally is I give the person my phone because they have to sign on Square. So it'll show them a tip screen.
Oh, you make them sign?
Yeah, I do.
I don't make them sign.
I do. I have wipes, so I don't trip about it.
So why do you make them sign?
Just as a definite, if anything was to ever happen, because somebody could call and say, hey, people do. I've been in the industry of online stuff, and people call their bank like, hey, this wasn't a right charge or something like that. So just as a definite, like, no, you signed this. That's why.
Oh, interesting. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, because I never use that feature. So you guys learn from Alexis. You might turn on the feature where you can have the person sign for each transaction, because I don't do that.
And the tip screen will pop up too. So it's like boom, boom, boom. And that, you know what I mean? And they can tip and they might not tip. But hey, I don't care either way. I'm appreciative.
So somebody's asking Alexis while you're talking about that. Does that help with the dispute since they signed it?
I never had one come back on me. Let me say that first. But it definitely would help if somebody was to say, my car was stolen. I mean, how is your car stolen? This is your signature. So that's why I do it. Like I said, I haven't had anything come back, thankfully, so I haven't had to really put it to work. But I would assume, that's it would help me out somehow.
Now, I did have something come back. So what happened with me though? I let the client, which I never do.
Mm-hmm.
It is one time out of the years I've been doing this. One time, it was a $40 transaction, and I let the client read the card number to me. I normally, when I key it in, I look at the card, I key it in, and her last 4 numbers were transposed. So when I got the thing back from Square, says, hey, this transaction is being disputed, I was like, well, I know I gave her good service. She even tipped me. Why did she go back and say that she didn't do it? So as we both investigated, I called her, because at first I was going to let it go, call it the cost of doing business. I couldn't do that. So I called her. I said, hey, I got a charge back from Square about your transaction. I was just wondering what happened. And then she says, oh, I would never do that. I would never do that. So she was also disturbed by my phone call, because this was months later now.
Right.
Months later. So she was disturbed by it. So she did some research on her end, and she gave me the card number. And she said, she said it did not go through on my end. She said that it did not go through.
Oh, okay.
And I said, yeah. And I said, okay. So then I said, well, let me go back and try to find that transaction. And I asked her for the card number. And sure enough, the last 4 were transposed. So someone did incorrectly get charged that had not used my service. So Square ended up giving me the money back. And they did not take it out of my account for whatever reason. So I don't know why they didn't, because it technically was not right. Her. And she had even told me, she said, well, you can come and get the $40. And I was just going to let it go at that point, just being customer service. I already accused her of not being truthful, right? I'm like, why you stop payment on my thing?
And she said, I would
So
never do that.
she said,
And
I
you
would
in the phone
never
like,
do that. She was so nice too. She said, I would never do that. So that's what happened. So back to that tip feature really good. I'm so glad Angela said that. So with the tip feature, let me tell you how I use the tip feature on Square. So if I already know I've charged that person enough money for a job, or let's say, I don't want to say overcharge, but let's just say I've made what I want to make on that job. And like I get there or they get to me and they say, I charge them like this big number, right? It was only one document or two. And they really thought it was whatever. I don't always change my price, but I'm not getting ready to ask them for a tip either.
right.
The reverse is true. If I get there and I've underpriced my job, that tip screen coming out every time. This is how I do it. I say, Mr. Smith. I always say Mr. Smith. I don't know why, y'all. Mr. Smith, this question right here, you'll have to answer that. So I don't bypass it. I make sure they see it. So they can either put you can set it up a couple different ways. You can do a percentage, like 8%, 3%, 5%, whatever, or you can do a set dollar amount. So I do a percentage.
Let me tell you how I do it, so I don't even have to talk about it. So I turn my phone to. I want them to I want them to see me person charge anyway. You know what I mean?
Right.
I want you to know how much I'm charging you for.
Right.
And I'll turn it to them, and I'll be like, okay, this is the amount, $25, and then I'll be like, okay, this is the charge, the charge button or whatever. And then as soon as you press charge, the tip screen does come up. So I'm like, okay, you can go ahead and do this and sign. And that's it.
Okay. Do you find you get more tips that way?
Yeah, yes. And then, because I don't want to say it feel like you obligated, because I know when I go to restaurants and it's like, let me think of one, like one of those restaurants. It's not like a sit down. Like
I just went to what's the hamburger? Red Robin. And they had the thing on the table with the tip.
Right. Or like I'm thinking more so like one of those, not even like a service restaurant, but more one like a Moe's or something. They turn that screen around to you and they ask you want a tip. But I mean, it makes you almost feel like you kind of obligated to because you asking me for it.
Right.
Although it's not like a sit down restaurant service type of situation. But I was saying all that to say a lot of people will go ahead and give you a little something because some people don't think to tip us. And it's not that they're trying to be rude or cheap or anything. They just really don't think to tip us, like as a notary sense. Because you used to tipping our hairstylists, our nail people, our servers, our waitresses, stuff like that. But some people, like I said, don't think to tip us as a notary. So it's a good little reminder. Help.
And I'll be transparent. There's people out there, and I think it was an article even on the NNA. Should you receive a tip? Should you not? I'm definitely not asking my loan signing clients for a tip. Okay, guys, we are not doing that. If we were hired by a company, we are not going to say, "Can you tip me?" Okay. But in my personal business, as Alexa stated, it's no different than, and this is my opinion, this is no different than a cosmetologist or anybody else, a hairstylist. I'm really showing my age. My mom was a cosmetologist, a hairstylist or whoever, tipping them. I tip everybody. I try to anyway. I'm very, the more and more I get, the more and more I age, I see the need to tip people because I'm like, that particular industry, they may not be making that much money. So I'm big on tipping others. But again, I set parameters as far as me tipping. Somebody said they received a $10 tip in the thing, and Angela has gotten as much as $150 tip. We told y'all about that a few weeks ago. She did a 2-hour drive each way. That person was so appreciative. They tipped her $150. Okay, so you think I'm gonna turn that down? And I know I provided excellent service and it went out my way. No, I'm gonna be like, thank you. So if your business model is not to accept tips, that's okay. If it bothers you at night, they don't bother me at night. That's a good conversation. So let me ask you guys in the chat right quick. Would you accept a tip? What's your tipping process? I'm so glad Angela brought that up. Thank you. Let me know, what is your tipping process? Do you accept tips? Are you against tips? Do you show the tip screen? Do you even know that it existed? Let us know in the chat, okay? Very good. Awesome information. Yes, this is a good conversation. How do you price your distance? So for me, the moment I pull my car out my drive, I have a set price. In my area, I don't pull my car out normally under $40. My next distance, I'm seeing how far I'm going, how long. For me, I kind of think hourly or 15-minute increments. I
Mm-hmm.
usually go 15 minutes this way, 15 minutes that way. I want to do a whole job in about an hour. That's including my travel, me stamping, my everything for an hour. So how much do I want to make per hour? Is how I reason it out. Now I don't know if that's the best method, but that's the method I use and it works for me. So that's how I do my mileage. Like I said, I got my minimum to even pull out the driveway. Okay, let's see what
Yeah,
people
I
are
break
saying.
it down into hours too. Like
Yeah.
I had a job in Atlanta, which is like 35, 45 minutes away from me, depending on traffic and stuff. Um, but I had to factor in traffic, factor in what I was about to do. And after I thought about it, I'm like, okay, what does that look like? Because for me personally, I don't like traffic. So it's a little extra bit of a mental thing for me.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that job, that was $200, top of my head,
Wow.
$200. That's $100 each way, and then I had to sit and spend another 30 minutes with you. So that's like a maybe like a 2 hour job total, a little bit more, a little bit less, give or take. So yeah, that whole job was $200, which it was worth it. It was important, but
Yeah. So always, when we talk about pricing, guys, what are your state fees first? What does your state say you can do? And that's why you must know your handbook. Because if your handbook says, okay, you can charge a travel fee. Well, all of what you're talking about is going to go into that travel fee. So we're not going to nickel and dime the client. We're not going to be $5 credit card processing fee, $3 because I use my embosser, $5 because I put a gold seal, $2 because I looked at you. No, we ain't doing all that. One flat rate. And that sounds like, Mr. Smith, your fee tonight will be ... I'm even including free stamps. That depends on what state you're in. Now, my California people, I don't usually encourage them to give away free stamps because they get $15 per pop. But Georgia, we only get $2. So whatever, you know. Let's see. Let's answer a couple more here in the chat right quick. So, hey guys, I am a general notary signing agent. Don't know where to start. I definitely want to get more loan signing general to prepare me. Also thinking about permit runner. You can do permit runner. You can do whatever you want. There's so many different things you can do in the industry. So the best thing I would say, watch my first. If you haven't done anything, get my book, how to start your notary business. It takes you step by step. So, and I also have a free video you can watch, how to build your notary business, how to build your general notary business. So start there. Then after that, then reach out to us about training for loan signing. We'll go over some processes with you to see where you need to be at. Excuse me, where you need to be at, or where are you in your journey? Better way to say that. Do you need to go to the NNA for something? And we're big NNA people over here, so we are not anti NNA. We all did classes with NNA. But we often find that you still need live help because it's different than learning something on the computer sometimes. So it depends on what kind of student you are. You have to be honest with yourself. Field inspection, somebody's mentioning that. Yep, you can do that too. Let's see what else we have here. Tani says, do you get some kind of fee up front in advance for traveling jobs? Just in case someone doesn't have proper ID, the job cannot be done once you drive there. So Tani's, my policy my policy on that is I do not collect money up front unless, like I said, we're going to a jail or I'm driving an hour each way or 2 hours, something extreme like that. There has been times when I got there, I could not do the signing. It could be because the ID, like you said, is not good. It could be that they told me they had one document, is really something else. It could be any number of things. I need another signer, the other person isn't there. So I do what's called the cost of doing business on those. I don't charge them a fee. Some people do. Some people charge like a minimum $10 fee no matter what. You got to pay that before I even come out. I don't do that because I don't prepay a lot of stuff. So I don't expect that from the clients. And I just think for me, it's not part of my business plan. If you can pull it off and it's successful, do it. But it's not something that I do. So sometimes do I take a loss? Yeah, but it's so rare. And then when I do have to take a loss like that, I count the mileage. So I still count my mileage in that case. I put that in my book. Okay.
real
That's
quick, I thought Angela was about to hop on, but I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm gonna jump off.
okay. I'll stay on a few more minutes and answer a few more questions. Thank you so much for joining us,
All
Alexis.
right, I'll see you all, and I'll see you all on Sunday if you're coming to the meet and greet. And if you,
Oh yeah, the Georgia
yeah, if you
Notary meet and
haven't,
greet.
yep, and if you haven't signed up yet, go ahead and sign up. Got a couple days left to sign up. Sunday, look, we about to have some fun. About to talk notary stuff, okay? 1 to 5. Sign up. I see y'all.
Yes. All right, girl. Thank you.
Y'all have a good one. Y'all have a good weekend too.
Be safe
I see
out
y'all
there.
Monday.
All right, Lexus.
All right.
All right, guys. I'll stay on a few more minutes with y'all. Let's see here. Let's get a few more questions. So that's how I do about my upfront pricing. I don't do that. Subway does show you the tip screen. Yep. Crumble cookies. They love turning that iPad around. DJ says she tips everywhere. Yes. Hey, Waterless Maddie Petty, welcome. That's Tish, guys. Tish was with us last week. No, 2 weeks ago, talking about business tips, how to grow our business. If you missed that one, check it out. People love that frank talk from Tish. It's a service, and most businesses are designed for tipping. That's true. Yeah. And I see a lot of people saying, yes, they take tips. I don't blame you guys. Yes, get your tips. What else we got here? Frank says his minimum, Alabama minimum is $5 travel fee. Oh, Tish, let's bring her up. Hold on, y'all. Hey, Tish.
Hi, how are you doing?
Welcome back, girl. Welcome back.
Yeah, I was on I was on YouTube and I'm like, okay, why is she on live on a Friday?
We've been doing a little bit extra these days. Yes, welcome. Let me just hit Frank's comment. I'm gonna come right back and let you introduce yourself right quick.
Okay, sure.
So Frank, let's see. Frank says $5 travel, and his minimum is $25. So he's been averaging about 40. So $40 an hour is to me some good money, or $40 for less than that. Most general notary jobs only take 5 to 10 minutes. That's it. So somebody said they took my class and they need to do it again. Well, maybe not. Just reach out. Reach out. She said, you may not need to take it again or do it one-on-one. Maybe it's just something you're missing. So reach out, notaryeducatorsllc.com, and fill out a card, and we will get in touch with you, okay? And let's see, can you do signings on the weekends, or is it mainly a weekday? Yeah, you can do signings on the weekend. Yep. Signings happen 7 days a week, and you actually get more money. I had a signing on a Sunday one time. It was $150. I think it was $150. It might have been, no, I think it was almost $200. Texas is $6. Safety for at night by yourself. Always make sure someone knows where you are. And if you feel really unsafe, you have that person meet you somewhere. Now, you can't do that with your signing companies because they have already normally preset the location. But it might be you take somebody with you as a witness that can ride with you, okay? So there are ways around that. All right, let's introduce Tish, guys. And we'll stay on about another 15 minutes. Tish, welcome. Who are you? What's up?
Hey, I don't even know if I'm on or I'm not on. I just see you.
Oh, you're on. Yeah, I can see you.
Hi everyone, my name is Letitia Royster, owner of Wordless Manipulated and Nail Spa, and a good friend of
Can you speak up just a little bit though? Just speak up a little bit.
Yeah.
There you go. Yep.
Can you hear me?
Now I can. Yep.
So my name is Letitia Royster, owner of Wordless Manipulated and Nail Spa. I'm an actual nail technician and spa owner here in the Atlanta area. And I educate doctors, nail technicians, business owners of how to promote their business and market the business and still deal with high-risk clients of making sure they have safe pedicures. So I was tuning in because I saw people was questioning about should they tip, how to incorporate tips into their service.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, in the service industry, tipping is designed like that's where tipping comes from. You don't tip from a product business. You mostly tip from a service business. So many people feel like, oh, I'm already charging them, so I don't need to tip them. Yes, because even if you go through Uber and get a driver, you're still paying for them to take you to point A to point B, but there's still an option for you to tip them. So the service itself is the actual duty. The tipping is the actual service of you being there personally. So how they like you did the service, how they appreciate you do the service. So that's the tipping piece. Normally, I don't use Square, but I was gonna say if Square tells you that or gives you the option to tip in order to exit the transaction, just state to them saying, hey, You're going to see a pop-up to ask for a tip. That's optional if you would like to tip or not. But go ahead and sign off to end the transaction. This is just a process. So it's to say it's part of the process. It's not an obligation, but if you would like to contribute, you're more than welcome to do so. So you don't feel like it's something that is attacking them, like, oh, we're making you tip. Just explain to them, and that's part of your service. Hi, we went through this notary today with this service and this service. This is the cost of it. You'd have next the option to add a tip. If you would like not to do so, then go ahead and charge your card. It's no different than you go to the store and you see that they have the POS system for you to charge your service. And then it says, oh, would you like to leave a tip or would you like to email your receipt? It's the same thing. So don't feel like just because you're in their face that you should be scared to ask for a tip, because you are giving them a service different than somebody else. That is your personal service that you're giving to them. So just know that in any service business, just think about restaurants, car service, cosmetology, beauty, any type of service. They're going to ask you for a tip because that's service driven business. That's how they're designed. So ask for a tip.
Right.
Or suggest a tip. And then if you're scared to ask for a tip, put the tip in your price. So some people say, well, people don't want to tip me. Well, you can always put a tip. If you feel that that's what you want to have, you can always hide it in the price. As Kim was saying, you don't have to itemize, well, we're going to charge you for your embosser. We're going to charge you for this. We're going to charge you for that. It's already included in the price. So if you're scared to ask for a tip, put it in your price already. If you're scared,
and that's why I said earlier, Tish, if I've already charged so much, then I don't show them the tip screen because I already know, they already I hate to say the word overpaid. They didn't overpay because whatever service I provide, I brought my A game. I hear a little.
The reality is they don't know that they overpaid.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So you set the price, so the customer is not going to know if they're overpaid or not. The customer doesn't know if they already paid for the embosser or not. So if the screen shows up, then that's fine. It shouldn't hide anything. So don't feel like, oh, because I'm scared to ask that I don't want to show it. Just show it. You never know. Oh, I was worried if you were going to give, if you were able to give a tip. Some people are wanting to give you a tip.
They do. I've had that happen.
Yeah. So don't be afraid of it. Just say, oh, I'm sorry. This is not an obligation, but you're more than welcome to do so if you would like, or just move to the next screen. In my system, actually, in the system that I use to do my services, I send them a text message, and they have the first button is add a tip. That's how you start the transaction. But
wait a minute, you haven't even provided the service yet, and you asking for the tip?
When they check out, when it's time for them to check out.
What kind of business you running over here, girl? What you say?
I said when it's time for you to check out for your service, the system sends you a text message, and when you click on the text message, the transaction starts. Would you like to add a tip? First, add the tip, go to next, and then sign your name and charge. So sometimes you just can't get around being asked about a tip, but still don't feel so fearful of like, oh my goodness, they're about to ask them a tip. I don't want them to feel like I'm trying to be greedy. Just say this is the part of the system, how the system processes the transactions. Bring it back into the system. But literally, it's the system. That's how they operate. I can't control when they ask me for a tip in the system at all. So
right. Sis said I ain't even help you yet.
No, I know. I said I'm finished. It's time for you to check out, and the system is saying, okay, for you to sign off and pay me, add the tip first, and then complete the transaction. Yeah. So yeah, I love I'm not knocking my service, my POS system. I love it because I don't got to take your card. I don't have to do nothing. It's already. So I love that. Okay. All I got to do is send you a text message for you to charge your card.
Well, you know what? I love your tips, and hopefully that will help the audience. I did drop in the chat. Do you hear echo? Do you hear echo?
No.
On my end, I do. You know what? Oh, wait a minute. It might be. Hold on. Okay. Because I'm on Facebook too. No, I still hear it. So really quick, let me hit a couple more of these.
Yeah, I can't see the comments at all.
Yes, Facebook, so they hear the echo. Oh man. Let me cut the volume down. Does that help? Nope, I still hear it. They still hear it. I really want to hit a couple of these questions right quick, guys. Just bear with me through the echo. I don't know what it is. Hold on, let me get some earbuds. Tish, you can talk about something else.
I can't see you guys' comments, so I don't.
Let me get my
know.
earbuds.
How do I see you guys' comments is the question. In order to have a conversation.
Hold on. My earbuds. Hold on, y'all. 1 second, because there's a couple of good questions in there. Let me see. 1 second. Okay, let's see if that's better. Oh, wait a minute. Let me hit okay. All right, let's see. Let me know if y'all still hear that echo, because I still do. But let me hit these questions right quick. So one of them said they're new to Augusta, and they need to get 2 people to fill out their notary application, but they don't know anyone there. Who do you think they should recommend? What recommendation can we give to sign it? So 2 people have to sign that they know you before you become a notary.
You saying?
And she doesn't know anybody in that state, in that area, rather.
Go to the post office. Go to.
They may or may not.
Go to the bank.
How about your postal person? That's a good idea when Tish said that. Guys, I don't know what this echo is. Tish was saying they could go to the post office. I would say maybe they could ask their post person to deliver their mail lady.
Yes.
It's a good idea. Try it. And then let me see, can we do one more? I will ask. Oh yeah, she said she gonna start asking. Good. Okay. Let me see.
She's where?
In Augusta.
Oh.
In Augusta. Shout out to Ladero. I know we got this echo, guys. We're gonna talk a couple more minutes. So Ladero has been taking jobs for me today. I gave him all my jobs today. I gave him jobs yesterday, and he has been knocking it out the box. Yes, I'm so proud of you, Ladero. The whole team is. So when we got assignments, guys, even as a witness, we'll share it and put it in the Facebook group. And I'm going to get ready to wrap it up because I know this is irritating to you guys, because it is to me too. So don't forget the Sunday Georgia meet and greet, 1 to 5. I put Tish's video that she came as a special guest in the chat. Check it out, please. Amazing info. One of our #1 lives so far, Tish.
Oh, really?
Yes, and people in the group are like, "Hey, Tish, we see you."
Hey.
So we'll bring her back. When we can get these technical difficulties straightened out. But guys, thank you so much for joining us for this impromptu Friday night. And thank you again, Tish Royster, for joining us. Would you like to tell the people where they can find you on Instagram?
You can find me on Waterless Medi Pedi Spa. That's the business. Or you can find me L the Pedicurist on Instagram.
Can you spell out that L for us?
ELLE the Pedicurist.
On Instagram.
I can't even type in this bad boy. Okay.
Oh, I can type it right quick. I can't type. Let me type it. ELLE.
the pedicurist.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Okay.
it.
Okay. And that's at Instagram, IG.
Mm-hmm.
All
And
right. Well, Tish,
YouTube,
go ahead. Mhm.
I think YouTube, it should still be the same too. I don't know if you would
Okay.
add my information to that video, Kim.
Yes, I did. You know what? I need to go back and double check it, but I'm pretty sure I did. I'll go back and double check it. So check out the video with Tish, guys. And we want to thank all of you guys for joining us on this Friday night, spending some time with us. And yes, good night, everyone. It has been our pleasure. And we'll see you next time, okay? Tish, thank you for being here, huh?
You're welcome. Bye.
All right. Good night, everybody.